The United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945 after the Second World War by 51 countries committed to maintaining international peace and security, developing friendly relations among nations, and promoting social progress, better living standards, and human rights. The member states of the UN are Africa, America, and the Pacific, Europe and Central Asia, and Middle East, which are the main organs of the UN. The main organs of the UN are the General Assembly. It's the main deliberate, policy-making, and representative organ of the UN. Then, the Security Council has primary responsibility under the UN Charter for the maintenance of international peace and security. It has 15 members, 5 permanent and 10 non-permanent members. Each member has 1 vote. The Economic and Social Council is the principal body for coordination, policy review, policy dialogue, and recommendations on economic, social, and environmental issues. The Trusteeship Council was established in 1945 by the UN Charter under the Chapter 8 to provide international supervision for 11 trust territories that have been placed under the administration of 7 member states. The International Court of Justice is the principal judicial organ of the United Nations. The court's role is to settle, in accordance with international law, legal disputes submitted to it by states. The Secretariat comprises the Secretary General and tens of thousands of international UN staff members who carry out the day-to-day work of the UN. The specialized agencies: Food and Agriculture Organization, International Aviation Organization, International Fund for Agricultural Development, International Labour Organization, International Maritime Organization. The 19 chapters of the UN Charter are Purposes and Principles, Membership, Organs, the General Assembly, the Security Council, Pacific settlement of dispute, action with respect to threats to the peace, breaches of the peace and acts of aggression, regional arrangements, international economical and social cooperation, the Economic and Social Council, declaration regarding non-self-governing territories, international trusteeship system, the trusteeship Council, the International Court of Justice, transitional security arrangements, ratification and signature. The Universal Declaration for Human Rights is a milestone document in the history of human rights, drafted by representatives with different legal and cultural backgrounds from all regions of the world. The declaration was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in Paris on 10 December 1948 as a common standard of achievements for all peoples and all nations. The meaning of the UN emblem: the olive branches are a symbol for peace, and the world map represents all the people and the countries of all the world. White and blue are the official colors of the United Nations. The 5 main activities of the UN are: maintain international peace and security. The UN does this by working to prevent conflict, helping parties in conflict make peace. Protect human rights. In 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights brought human rights into the realm international law. Deliver humanitarian aid. One of the purposes of the United Nations is to achieve international cooperation in solving international problems, promote sustainable development, improving people's well-being continues to be one of the main focuses of the UN. Uphold international law. The UN Charter set an objective to establish conditions under which justice and respect for the obligations arising for treaties and other sources of international law can be maintained. The head of the UN is the Secretary General Antonio Guterres is a Portuguese politician and diplomat who is serving as the ninth Secretary General of the United Nations. Previously, he was the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Guterres was the Prime Minister of Portugal from 1915 and was the Secretary General of the Socialist Party. He served as President of the Socialist International. The UN work in Geneva, Nairobi, Vienna, and New York, but the headquarters is New York. They work in Africa, America, Asia, and the Pacific, Europe, and Central Asia, Middle East.